Hello everyone out there, this is Nemea Wantang. It's been quite a long time since I did one of these videos where it's just me and we're talking about travel. It has been rather busy the last couple of months. I don't know if you've noticed, but our ability to upload videos has really slowed down, and mostly because of the kids being so involved in track and tennis and travel. For track and tennis, we even threw some robotics in there at one point. But thank you for hanging in there and sticking with us. For those of you who follow us on Instagram, that's probably a quicker way to kind of see a sneak peek. If you're ever wondering what's going on with them, they haven't posted any videos in a while. I think our Instagram and Facebook page will say a lot, and that's family.travel.africa on Instagram, or just my Facebook page, Nemea Wantang. For a long time, a lot of folks would ask me, do you have any kind of travel pass program to get through the airport and the airlines any quicker through security checkpoints? And I'd already had precheck TSA, and that was kind of by default because I had a security clearance through the government with one of my previous jobs. And so I never really thought, much about getting anything more than that. However, I have covered this topic before. Basically, there is a video, probably a year old now, talking about the main differences between the two largest travel pass programs, which is that TSA PreCheck I mentioned and the Clear Travel Pass. And believe it or not, I made that decision. I did get clear this year. And so let's get into some of the reasons why I got clear, and to find out if that's what you want to do. If you are as busy a traveler as I am, especially with international travel, I think you're going to find this video pretty interesting. So stay tuned. So in my previous video, like I had mentioned, I did talk about the differences between TSA PreCheck and Clear. However, why did I decide to get both? I mean, I already had the TSA PreCheck, and fortunately I never had to pay for this program. If you do pay for it, it's about $89 or $85, something in that ballpark, for 5 years. So it's a relatively inexpensive program if you think about the cost of travel and if you're a frequent flyer. Like I had mentioned before, TSA PreCheck is through the government, and Clear is a private company. So it was pretty cool traveling during the pandemic as far as traffic, because there was little or no traffic for a very long time going through international airports. However, that has changed tremendously. I feel like everybody is getting out there, and I don't blame them. I understand. It's a lot safer, and we're all trying to catch up on those bucket list travels. However, it has been horrendous at times going through airports, especially your major airports. Honestly, even our Panama City airport here, which is fairly small, has had its issues just getting wait times and through security checkpoints faster. So it was about 3 months, maybe 4 months ago, I had the opportunity to sign up for Claire. It actually came to me at a discounted rate because of my Delta Sky Miles membership. But there are some discount programs that you can sign up for to get Clear at a discounted rate. The going rate is about $189 a year, which is quite a bit to spend if you're not traveling as much. However, if you do travel like I do, which I feel like I do some sort of travel just about every month, whether it's domestic, road trips have been taking over my life, especially with the 5 kids. But quite frankly, I made that decision to jump on the Claire bandwagon because it was going to be free for the first 30 days. And then after that, I had a discount, and I said, let's try it this year and see how it goes. So what's the big deal? Why wasn't TSA PreCheck enough for me? Well, bottom line is I realized that TSA PreCheck, number one, it only gets you through airports, which is the primary reason I use it. However, not all airlines will honor or allow you to use your TSA PreCheck to breeze through security checkpoints. My personal experience with the TSA PreCheck this year, prior to me getting on to Claire, was it wasn't consistent. So depending on the airport I was at, there was a question of whether my belt came off, my shoes came off, and does the computer come out or not? I mean, it just kind of went on. It wasn't standardized enough for me. And then if you travel out of smaller airports, the TSA PreCheck is not always open. So what I noticed on my way to Arkansas earlier this year, actually just 2 months ago, my daughter and I were going through, and we noticed the TSA PreCheck was totally closed. And so what was happening with those TSA PreCheck passengers they were staggering. And so they'll have 3 TSA PreCheck or 2 TSA PreCheck passengers go through the security checkpoint, and then 1 programmed or travel program passenger. And so they were just kind of going back and forth, and it wasn't any dedicated line to them. And that is, probably because of staffing issues, and the lines were long, and it goes on and on. I'm not really sure as to why all that is not consistent, but there are times where the TSA PreCheck just doesn't do what you would expect it to. On the other hand, if you have the Claire Travel Pass, not only can you use it at airlines, airports, so primarily, travel, but also events, those of us who like to go to concerts or sports arenas. And then the newest thing from the Claire Travel program is they have this health passport, or the Claire Travel Health Pass, and that pertains to your COVID testing or vaccination. And this is huge. So by the time you watch this video, you will no longer be required to take a COVID test to travel back into the US, as long as you are fully vaccinated. And this is information that you can upload onto your Claire Travel Health Pass, and that makes travel a lot smoother. Some of the time I found when I do my online check-in, I can actually upload these documents. And Claire is actually accepted by all airlines, and I haven't had any issues or heard of much of any issue at major airports. Another thing to note about the TSA PreCheck is you can still be called out of that line randomly. Instead of going through the line nice and smooth, you could be called out of that line randomly and searched and checked, and not exactly breeze through as you had hoped to. So that is always a possibility. Meanwhile, with Clear, it's totally separate. It's dedicated. I've been through 2 airports right now. My most travel out of airports would be the Atlanta International Airport or the Orlando International Airport. And both of them are pretty much the same as far as you getting to the dedicated queue for Claire, which is separate from everyone else. And it uses biometrics. So a lot of times you have to just put your face in front of the camera, and it kind of just pulls you up automatically, and you can then proceed through. There's no taking off of anything. Actually, your computer stays in your bag, which is more time saved when you're trying to get through and make that flight. So there it is, just a little more information on those 2 programs and why I now have both of those. With your TSA PreCheck, you will always have a known travel number. And that known travel number is what you put in when you're booking your flight or when you're checking into your flight. So the airlines automatically pull you up as a TSA PreCheck. That's something I didn't know for a while. So that's important information. And with Claire, like I said, it's just, your biometrics they use to identify you. One thing to note, you have to be at a major airport to kind of get signed on. So you do the application online for Claire, but to quote unquote activate it or get started, you have to be at an airport that has that program. And so that tends to be a lot of domestic airports, but mostly, you know, just all major international hubs will be a good bet for you. And as far as TSA PreCheck, you have about 200 airports that carry that program, and about 81 airlines. But then again, you know, I've noticed there are inconsistencies, and that is why I made the decision I did. Now, I will be checking back in, I'm sure, at some point to let you know if I'm keeping both, and that will be based on my travel experience. So far, so good. I'm pretty happy having both of those programs, and quite frankly, the cost is worth considering, because it has never costed me anything to be part of the TSA PreCheck, and so that was always automatic for me. However, with the Clear, I'm going to give it a try, and I'll keep you posted if I decide to renew it from year to year. Anyhow, please do leave your comments, your questions, your experience in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate our subscribers, and let us know what more on travel I can give a short, quick video on, because that is all I have time for these days. As always, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and whatever else you like to do when you watch your YouTube videos. I'm Nemea Wantang, and this is part of our travel section. If you are interested, you know, each kid kind of does their own thing, but we have a lot of good family-oriented educational information and some fun cooking and baking videos. So I look forward to seeing more of you all, and keeping you posted as the summer unfolds. Happy summer, guys. Travel safe. This is Nemea Wantang. Bye-bye.
I hope you like my video. Yes, you do. Subscribe.